streaming. It's gonna be a fun one today. It's gonna be a fun one. Oh yeah. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Just doing a quick sound check. I just happened to pop on because last time when I scheduled the stream, it jacked me up. It absolutely jacked me up. So I wanted to get on a little on the early side, get some followers or get some people on, and then I'll start talking. Obviously, everyone that sees the episode knows exactly what we're going to talk about today. Give me a thumbs up for sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Excellent. Okay. I'm going to wait till there's a couple hundred people on the chat. And today, what are we talking about? We're talking the most sensitive Mustang owner. And all of this came out last week when I said the truth based on my experience about GT500 owners. Okay, DJ Smith in the house. I got the Dwalder Draghi, whatever the hell. JB says, Pato, we can hear you just fine. Appreciate that. You basically called me gay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Exactly. I'm sick and tired of trying to schedule. I tried it today. I tried to schedule a stream and it started giving me that funky error message. Thanks everyone for giving me the heads up. So let's get right to it, right? Because let's talk a little shit. Last week, somebody asked me, what do you think about 07, 09 GT500s? Or I think someone asked me, what do you think about Shelby GT500 owners? And I just said it off, I just said it off the cuff. I said 07 to 09 guys are poor because you are, right? I mean, come on, if you're balling out, you don't get an 07 to 09. I said 11 and 12 guys are cool because every single one that I've come across, or at least a high percentage of ones that I've come across, are racers. They immediately mod the car properly to race. Why? In my opinion, the 11 to 12 GT500 is the most mod friendly in terms of light mods. I know people are going to start freaking out. Oh, but the Trinity makes more hairspirits, more power, baby. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then the 13 to 14 GT500 owners are the most bougie, badged out. They get the car for the brand. 13 to 14 Trinity owners, by and large, yes. Okay, look, if you race your car, I'm obviously not talking about you. But if you're a Shelby owner, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know a friend of yours that you meet at the Carlisle Car Show. And what's the first mod Trinity GT500 owners get? 13 to 14. What's the first mod? Come on, guys. You know it. You know it. The jacket. That's right. They don't get 373s because that car severely needs 373s stock. Stock 13 to 14 GT500s needs 373s right off the rip. But no, they get the jacket. And what's the next thing Trinity owners get? The fanny pack. Then maybe the socks, maybe the luggage, whatever. So let's start from the beginning. 07 to 09 GT500 owners. I say they're poor. Do I say that because I think the car is shitty? No. I say that because based on everything that I have gone through, I worked as a service writer at Bomberos. I worked at 2 different tuning companies. Who else do you know in the tuning game can say that? That they were a service writer, they were a millwright service writer, and worked for 2 different Ford tuning companies. I don't know. Not many. So, 07 to 09 GT500 owners. What's the first mod you guys do? What's the first mod you guys do? You probably do a cold air. You probably get the Shelby radiator cap. And you maybe get a pulley and a tune. And you tune it with, guess what? The dead rat. That's right, the SETX4 or the BDX. Or some of you guys still have the X3. Do you ever hear what an X3 sounds like when you plug it into the OBD2 port? It sounds like ColecoVision. But like Mario, like Nintendo sounds. I'm like, wow, okay. So they get a pulley, cold air, and the Shelby cap. And then if their wife allows them to, because guys, do you know how many guys I know that ask their wives if they can buy parts for their '07 to '09 GT500. Hey, honey, I mean, I know we're late on the rent or the whatever. I know we're late on our mortgage. So can I at least port my blower? Can I send it to Jason Teixeira and be like, hey, Jason, hey, man, look, let's keep it on the down low, man. I need to port my blower. I already got a 2.6 pulley and IATs are 180. So I need to port my blower. So what's it cost to port a blower? Jason tells them Jason or Kong or whoever tells them the price, and he's honey, can I have some money for what? And then they name their car Bethany, Clara. GT500 owners name their cars. Clarice needs more power, baby. So, of course, she says no, and you're fucked. And then you're like, God damn it. Now, that's why I say they're poor. I don't mean it like they're physically poor. They obviously have a Shelby. Kind of. It's a dinosaur. But in the last month or two, I had one guy that got so hell-bent out of shape that I said, you can't afford a $1,200 ZT2 package, so you can plug it into your N gauge and we can tune off of AFR just like we do Coyote in modern GT500s or more modern GT500s. He's like, oh, that's fucking bullshit. Then he went to BJ McCarty, Venomous Tuning, and said, I can't believe Lund is charging this much and they require a wideband for tuning my GT500. And BJ laid into him. BJ was like, if I catch you talking shit publicly on Alex or Lund Racing, I will fire you. I have the screenshot. So homeboy was quiet, but what does homeboy do? He hits up every other GT. He must still be salty as shit that I called him poor, because if you got money, $1,200 ain't shit. It's 12 adult dollars. It's 12 adult dollars for a ZT2 package. And then he goes on every forum, every little thing, and he starts saying, and then he starts sharing my shit. Look at this idiot. So what he's trying to do is gather enough, momentum to try to get me fired. That's usually it. Just to try to get me in trouble. Luckily, the way I feel is the way all of my coworkers feel. Why? Because we deal with you guys. So 11 and 12 GT500 owners, by far the coolest. Why? The car is very mod friendly, comes with 373 stock. It comes with a 297 first gear, similar to 07 to 09. I don't even talk about 2010 GT500s. Let's just not even, those don't even exist. It's like the 2010, GT. So they end up getting 373. They have 373s already if they have a performance package. It's a 5.4 aluminum, so it's lighter in the front than an iron block 07 to 09. The first modification 11 to 12 GT500 owners do is a TVS, because it comes with the 1.9 M122. They don't bother porting it. They don't start looking up on the forums, hey, what can I do to make more power out of this M1? No, they just ditch that fucker, get a TVS, whether it's a Trinity takeoff or a 2.9 Whipple or a TVS, and they shove a 2.4 pulley on it, 52-pound injectors or 56, ME52s, whatever you want to call them, a BAP, boom, 650, done. You're in the 600 plus range, no problem. And with the 297 first gear and the 373s, that is a serious car right off the rip. It's already probably a 1090 car, maybe a low 11-second car with some sticky tires, and if you know how to drive. Plain and simple. I have yet to come across a cheap GT500 owner that has an 11 to 12. My favorite year, my favorite model is 11 to 12. Now, 13 to 14s make the most power. They're the most expensive ones out there, but apparently that attracts the pretentious ones. The guys that can afford $5,000 down and a $1,500 a month down payment back in the day somehow held on by a thin string to dear life until they paid it off. And now they start modding it. And instead of modding it properly, they start really chirping. They start saying things like, I bought this injector. I already bought it. I didn't even try to ask my tuner or the tuning company that I'm going to try to get it tuned by if they support it. But And then the moment we say no, we don't support that injector, what do? Instead of saying, okay, guys, what do you guys recommend? What do you guys think I should put in my car? Nope. They go to the Shelby forum and start saying, can you believe these motherfuckers don't tune the injector I bought? Does anyone else recommend someone tune my candy cane looking ride? Every single time I say no, or I try to say, hey, don't do that. Or I say, hey, this motor might blow up with a 2.4, a 20%, an E85. What do you mean it'll blow up? Yeah, at about 800, I start worrying. 825, I kind of start going, yeah, this motor's going to blow up. And they're like, what do you mean? This thing is a 5.8. This thing is king of the road. So for whatever reason, that car in particular attracts the most pretentious, highest maintenance guys. And it is not because I'm just saying it I've had 3 different occasions as a service writer and a tuner for 2 different companies where consistently that owner has been pretentious. He thinks he should be spoken of or spoken to differently because he has a Shelby. I'm like, wait a minute. It's a Mustang to me. I tune a naturally aspirated 2011 automatic, the same that I tune in terms of effort, the same that I tune a 15 NA, the same that I tune a 15 to 17 supercharged turbo, 11 NA supercharged turbo. I don't treat you any differently. If I see something's wrong, or I'm not agreeing with something, I say, man, that sucks. Don't do that. But I think Shelby guys really get bent out of shape. They're like, wait a minute. Do you know who you're talking to? Do you know how much that radiator cover cost me? Do you know how much those seat covers cost me? Do you know this thing's serialized and signed by Carroll Shelby? I'm like, I think he passed away in 2012. I don't know. Oh, it's a 2014 and he totally signed it. I'm like, oh, I don't know how the hell that happened. So I imagine, based on the research I did today for today's show, that Carroll Shelby would hate 13 to 14 and 2020 GT500 owners. Why do I say that? He championed low-cost performance. He championed lightweight, big motor performance. So the 07 all the way up to the development of the 2013, he thought it was a pretty cool ride. But I couldn't imagine he would like people wearing his socks, because once he passed away and his namesake was released, everything had his name stamped on it. Chili mix. There's a chili mix at Publix, guys. The Shelby. I mean, I'm like, wow, poor dude, man. I mean, could you imagine? He's around now and people are wearing his socks, his jacket, his suitcase. And the guys wearing it are guys that aren't like hardworking dudes. They're just mostly pretentious fucks that have a nose up in the air because they own a Shelby. I think Mustang guys that go after a Shelby or guys that buy a Shelby almost don't want to even be known as Mustang guys. They think they're Shelby guys. They go to Shelby events, Shelby meets. They're not, guys, it's a Mustang. It's a Mustang. And mod for mod, meaning your supercharged 20 PSI, Trinity, whatever, versus supercharged 20 PSI Coyote, whatever. I got my money on the Coyote 100% of the time. But a lot of people don't like hearing that. And a lot of people start saying, well, he's just saying that because he's broke, he's poor. That's right. I own a 2015 S550. I own a 2019 S550. I own an 8-second Fairmont. That's right. That doesn't take any money to actually invest and build. Building the Fairmont is all cash. I could not finance anything on the Fairmont. 100% cash. So that sucked. Trust me. But you don't see me balling out saying So the hate that I got, which was hilarious. They start saying things like, I can't believe that guy's talking shit about 07 to 09 GT500 owners being poor. They are. And he rents an apartment. And I own a home in Texas with an F-150 and a da-da-da-da. Texas, the mortgage... I could probably buy the 100 acres in Texas for $100,000 somewhere. No offense to Texas, but you're comparing Texas to West Palm, South Florida, one of the most expensive places to live, like in the United States, aside from California. I was like, really? You're going there? You're going there? You're talking about owning a home And you know you don't own that home. You still got a mortgage to pay. And you got to keep mama happy. That's what Texans say. Keep mama happy. Meaning, I got to ask my wife anytime I got to do anything. You know who I ask when I want to fucking buy something? This motherfucker. I want it. I bought it. Plain and simple. So by far, Shelby Owners are by far the most high maintenance. 07 to 09 have the least amount of money. 11 to 12 seems to be the racer. And the guys that tend to race, like Carol Shelby, might look at those and go, at least those guys race the cars. And the 13, 14 guys wearing the jacket, the sweater, the shoes, the suitcase, you're in it for the brand. You are not in it because you actually give a shit about the car. Because what happened when the 2020 Mustang came out? Now you became obsolete. You thought you had the last muscle car. You thought you had the last badass muscle car. And then Ford drops their nuts on your face and goes, actually, there's an S550 with a Coyote variant of a motor. That's right, variable cams, Coyote variant, Coyote firing order. And it shit all over anything previous. So what did those guys did? Most of them still owed on those cars. That's right. You 13 to 14 guys were paying $1,000 or $1,100 a month on those cars. You got rid of it, got a little equity, which is maybe 10 grand. So you put 10 grand on a $100,000 car and had a $1,900 car payment. That happened. Trust me, that shit happened. And it's hilarious that they want to, they actually prove my point by going on the forums and getting all sideways. By basically chirping and saying that I called you high maintenance and you guys were butthurt about that, proved my point that you were high maintenance, plain and simple. Look, if I was to buy a Shelby Mustang, I'd buy an 11 to 12 in a heartbeat. Has wide bands, aluminum block, 297 first gear trans, 373s on the performance pack. Perfect starting point. TVS, BAP, ME52s, 650, 660. It's a great daily. And I could save what, $10,000, $12,000 and beat up on most Trinity cars that are similarly equipped. Come on, easy. So if you own an 07, 09 and are not butthurt by this, congratulations. If you own an 11, 12, congratulations by default. If you own a 13, 14, you can wipe your tears with your Shelby handkerchief. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. So let's get now. All this is spurred on a bunch of, look, anytime I get hate or anytime I get, someone tends to, throw some shade my way, I get motivated. Oh my God. I couldn't stop thinking about character. So I am creating a character. I am creating a character, a Shelby owner character. So look out for videos where I'll be introducing the character's name. I got all the shit coming. I had so many people donate clothing, apparel, parts. So be on the lookout for some Shelby-centric videos coming up soon. So let me get to the paid chat. Welcome to anyone that hasn't watched the show before. Got 480 viewers on, so let's get right to it. Pato, I hear you just fine, said JB. Ernest Williams says, I recently just made the switch from an 1150 to a 19 with 5,000 miles. I'm very happy with the purchase. Do you think I should throw a Lund tune on it or wait until my warranty's up? Throw a Lund tune on it, bro. But just leave the stock cold air. Just get like an E85 tune, Flex E85 tune. It should be good to go. Someone's commenting on my headset. Yeah, the earbuds were just annoying, and I think it was part of my headache was happening, when I was just shoving shit in my ear. Hey, yo, brother, wanted to show support, says Pragmatic Lunatic. The wife and I are in NOLA for a quick vacation, so I'll be listening to you later. NOLA, good for you, bro. RS3 for me. Next, you're going to make fun of the Roush owners. So far, I've had no issue with Roush owners. No issue with Roush owners yet. Is a velocity stack beneficial for a turbo or centrifugal setup mounted directly on the inlet? I've seen good things, but I want a realistic opinion. It does, but it also, I don't know if it's a direct correlation, but I see higher IAT with it. I don't know why. Like, for whatever reason, if it gets the air from all over the place, it's okay. But if it's centralized and focused, I don't know what IAT is higher. Not a lot higher, not 20 degrees higher, maybe 10 degrees higher. I had a guy with a 3-valve do that, put a velocity stack on it. IATs went through the roof. Maybe just simply saw more airflow. And what happens is more air, hotter air. Plain and simple. You got more going in it, IATs might end up getting a little hotter. Do you know what I'm saying? Pragmatic Lunatic. RS3 for me says, I already got that. Peyton Pruitt says, is a velocity stack. Andres Martinez says, what's your thoughts on an 11 GT500 and when you look for when you're buying one? Also, how much power can it hold before blowing up? All GT500s, in my opinion, and actually all the testing we have done at Lund Racing, I'll include them in this. 800 seems to be the magic number. 8 to 850 seems to be the magic number where things start to go bad. So on an 11 GT500, same as a 1314, same as an 07 to 09 and a 10. Same shit. I just think the 11s are lighter, obviously, because of the aluminum block. And the 13 to 14s are a little heavier in the front, I think, just because of the size. I'm not 100%. I was watching a show where the weight bias was actually 57-43 or something like that on an 11 GT, on a 13-14 GT500. I was like, it's a little heavy in the front. Not too bad, though. What's your thoughts? Oh, he already got him. So what to look out for? I would get Andres Martinez. I get a performance package. Why? 373s. You need those 373s to get that. The car's heavy, and it's underpowered with the stock blower. But a TVS 2.4 pulley, MU52s, twin BAPs, and you already have 373s and a 297 first, it will feel so nimble. You will love it. James Jackson said channel support. Thank you very much. Eric Vega, just a quick check in channel support. Gotta go on my honeymoon. Busy handing out bichotazo. Ya tú sabes, bendición. Que Dios te bendiga. Ronald Jane, say I spell map, say Ness. What? Say I spell map, say Ness. Have a good night. I spell map, say, I don't know. I'll get it. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning my Elderbrock Stang. Loving every second in the car. Hoping just to stop off and saying what's up. Say I spell map, say. I don't know. I don't get it. Ronald Jane, I'm sorry. I really, you paid $15. I wish I could make fun of myself by saying something stupid, but I don't get it. David Jaffrey says, Orale, vato, I saw the GT500 COVID meme on your Instagram and it cracked me up like a mofo. Apoyo, préstamo y canal, totín y culo. Don't you trust me? If the second round of COVID checks come out and it's about 12 hundo, 07 and 09 GT500 owners are going to get a cold air, a BBK throttle body, a BBK mid pipe, and a Luntune revision. Bet me on that shit. And all the Coyote guys are going to get flex tunes. All the Coyote guys are going to get flex tunes. That's how it worked with the first round of the COVID shit. All the guys got flex tunes. All the GT500 guys finally got a cold air, mid pipe, and a tune and a pulley for $1,200. Danny says, what about Adam LZ GT350 bar? I heard it's running. It's a 6R80 and it has some kind of high-end standalone, which is good because hopefully it can control the 6R80. The only standalone I know that can control the 6R80 properly is Motec. I haven't seen any other one control it properly yet. Matt 2011 GT, give me $50. Appreciate that, brother. He said, hey, Alex, last week about the Eddie 2300 making, the Edelbrock 2300 making 800. Turns out I can get an 8-rib 275 pulley, but wondered if upping the compression to 12-to-1 would be an option on a Gen 1 built block. Do you know if anyone porting that 2300 Shelby tattoo? Shelby, oh my God, guys that have Shelby tattoos, like what? It is permanently stained on your body. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I mean, clothing is one thing. You can take it off. I don't know anyone porting that, honestly. I don't know anyone that has a program to port the Edelbrock 2300. It's similar looking to the the 2650 that they have, but I don't know of anyone specifically porting that blower, sir. I'd hit up the usual suspects. Jason Teixeira, I'd hit up Kong, and I would hit up Brett Barber and see if any of those guys offer porting for that 2300. I got mine ported by Kong, Greg Kiyosan, Greg Kong, so hit him up and see if it's a similar layout. Well, Luntune with an HP Tuner's N gauge, it doesn't need to be a Lund-specific N gauge. It needs to be a Lund-specific N gauge unless you have a 2020 GT500. Jared Stallworth says he was really into the chill. He was really into chili. He held events. I was surprised too. David Jaffrey says Alex out here looking like a clapped out version of himself named Alejandro Alores, aka Flex or clapped out Joe Rogan named Joe Rogan. He pays me. I read. Sideshow Bob says channel support. Thanks for all the good information. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you. RS3 for me says I'm noticing when my RPMs hover at 3,000 RPM, the car gets bad. In the case of the hops, is that normal? Tuned by Dakota. So RS3 for me, if you're cruising steady state, 6th gear, and you let off a little bit, just a little bit, and then get back on it again, and it goes, it's entering coasting fuel shut off. The entry criteria for the injectors to shut off is almost being met. So what I do is I turn it off whenever you get any kind of stutter. Now, some people like letting off the gas and feeling like it's slamming the brakes. That's not what the function was intended to do. The function was to help you slow down, not make you feel like you're absolutely slamming on the brakes. Some people, for whatever reason, go, well, it's not like stock. Well, your car's not like stock. It's got a twin 60 throttle body. Now it's got bigger injectors. It's got a bunch of air coming in it. It's pulling an air pump via a belt on the crank, and you want it to function like stock. I'm not saying this is your RSP for me, but for whoever those people that say it doesn't do it like stock, right, your car's not stock anymore. Do you want it to act like stock? Revert it back to stock and load the stock tune. It'll run like stock. Oh, but my idles used to be 650. Now it's 800. What am I going to do? Is that okay? My idles went from 650 to 800. Ah, you'll be fine. It'll be fine, dude. But yeah, RST for me. Tell Dakota to shut off your coasting fuel and you should be okay. Mary 50 says, channel support, bitcho. Shelby owners are salty as fuck because you're speaking facts. COVID check going to be fuel system in the pulley so I can send it. Love you. What did the COVID check? What did I do with the COVID check? It was $35. So if you don't have kids, because it goes off with last year's taxes. If you don't got kids and you get a $1,200 COVID check, you're poor. You're poor. The government's telling you you're poor. Don't take it from me. The government's telling you you're poor. I got $30. 30. Oh, YOLO's broke. Oh, okay. Sweet. Ain't nobody paying you to answer questions. Ian Martha out there probably just came back from grabbing his 15th bass. Every single time I see him on Facebook, he's like, I got another fish. Between a Scat Pack and a Charger and a CTSV, which sedan would you choose? Wow. Scat Pack? And a Scat Pack NA? Dude, the CTSV all fucking day. It's not even a competition. Out of those two cars, a Scat Pack Charger non-supercharged or a CTSV in a heartbeat. Ronald Jane, pay me $10 and retracted his question. My favorite type of question. I love you. Have you bought that PC you were talking about a couple of weeks ago? If not, I'd like to work with you. Sergio, email me, ydbtforlife@gmail.com, ydbtforlife@gmail.com. And we'll see. I have not bought it yet because I get conflicting info and everyone is telling me to wait. Alex, wait. The new shit's coming out. New fucking motherboards, new processors, new dick, new ass. Just wait because the new model year's coming out. Wait for the new shit. So that's what I'm doing. Ian Martha says, by the way, thanks for the best. Love the videos on YouTube. Excellent. I can get right to the peasant chat. That means it's going to be a normal day. No more $100 bullshit. No more dick swinging contest. Don't get me wrong. I love your dick swinging contest. I love seeing these balls just dangle and have money come into my account. But it is nice and normal, so I don't feel that pressure anymore. And as I say that, someone pays me $20. Kyle Elliott. I have a 2012 GT500, and you're right. The other GT500 owners in the area are way too cocky. I'm selling my Gen 4 2.9 Whipple for $2,500, and the GT500 owners can't buy it because their payments are probably too high. One of your own just ratted you out. Why don't you, if you're baller GT500 guy, 13 and 14 GT500 guy, if you're baller, why isn't your shit making it? Why do you have a Trinity GT500? Why don't you get a Super Snake? What, you can't afford a Super Snake? You can only afford a Trinity GT500? Oh, what do you got, Alex? I don't have your car payment. That's what I don't got. I had a guy on my other, if you guys go to my page where I'm reviewing BJ's car, BJ McCarty's car from he used to work at VMP. There's a guy in there who says he's a millionaire and keeps saying, why should I race your Fairmont when I have a Super Snake? I go, wait, what? He goes, why should I race your Fairmont when I have a Super Snake? Once I show up, it's game over. And I said, I will drive to your fucking state and race your ass. And I'll drive to you. I will drive. It'll cost me $1,000 by the time it's all said and done. And man, will it be worth it? I want to interview him. I want to see what the fuck his thought process is. Was he not breastfed as a kid for that thought process? Was he bullied in high school all the time so he bought his personality? I contend that a lot of the people that buy 13 to 14 GT500s are same guys that buy a Harley because they don't have a personality, so they buy their personality so they can belong to something, or they buy a Anaconda and put it around their neck, and they're like, I just bought my personality. Are you buying your personality with that car? Shit. But Kyle Elliott, you're 100% right. Hopefully you can get someone to buy that 2.9 Whipple. It's a good blower on pump gas. They make 700, no problem. David Jaffer says the only version of Carol Shelby that approved Shelby owners is Matt Damon portraying Shelby. Comment on your thoughts. Apoya, préstame canal y culito ting. I don't like Matt Damon. It's very well documented that I don't like Matt Damon. But Matt Damon, the amount of gum chewing he did on Ford versus Ferrari, it just turned me off to the whole movie. I do have some sound clips that Carol Shelby himself, because I did a lot of research. Once I got off of work, I went right to YouTube and I sat down and did a lot of research. I was very pleasantly surprised that Mr. Shelby was into technology. So for all you guys that own any Shelby and you rag on electric performance, hopefully I hit the right button. This is Carol Shelby lamenting the fact that he was 80-something years old at the time and he would not be around to see the cool shit. Hopefully this is the right one.
You talk like a fag and your shit's all retarded.
Wrong one. I think, see, I hit the fucking thing and everything went off, so I gotta wait for everything to come back up. There it is. So let me see if it's this one. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me see if it's this one. Is it number 1?
But we're getting into some things now that are very interesting. Electric cars.
Listen to that again, Mr. Carol Shelby.
But we're getting into some things now that are very interesting. Electric cars.
One more time, Carol?
But we're getting into some things now that are very interesting. Electric cars.
And then he said,
You talk like a fag and your shit's all retarded.
Then he was talking about the time that he was racing Corvettes. I think this is it.
Great enthusiasm. We were blowing the Corvettes off in the weeds.
Oh, listen to what he said about what he did to Corvettes in the weeds.
Great enthusiasm. We were blowing the Corvettes off in the weeds.
Maybe blowing off meant something totally different back in the 60s.
Great enthusiasm. We were blowing the Corvettes off in the weeds.
I mean, so he likes electric cars.
But we're getting into some things now that are very interesting.
And
electric cars.
Electric cars.
Great enthusiasm. We were blowing the Corvettes off in the weeds.
Then I saw an episode that Jay Leno was driving the 1314 GT500, and he said this.
My favorite thing about this car, there's no automatic gearbox available. You have to buy the stick. Thank you, Ford.
So it was funny to see those things kind of come around, you know. So you're not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. So if you guys experience buffering, I'm sorry. I try to do my best. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying. So Carol Shelby was into technology and electric vehicles. Yes, technology and electric vehicles. So if you guys own a Shelby and ever said and you ever uttered the words "fuck electric cars," your hero, Carol Shelby, liked the thought of electric vehicles. I thought that was very cool. Very cool. In my research, I watched hours of his shit, and yeah, man, that guy had a lot going on, and Ford really kind of he gave the props to Ford all the time about kind of not saving his ass, but with the motor program and everything, it was really cool to see him give props. Okay, channel support, Becho, power level for built 6R80. Thanks for the okay. The only version of Carol Shelby that approved Shelby owners is Matt Damon. Okay, Matt 2011 GT says, thanks for the 2300 port. Rex, would upping the compression to 12-to-1 be an option? A Gen 1 built block, no sleeves. Not on pump gas. If you're on E85, yeah, not on pump gas. E85 all day, not on pump gas, brother. You know what I'm saying? Channel support, bitch up. Power level for a built 6R80. Power level 1300, 1400, 1500. The Blue Goose has a built 6R80. The Gray Goose has a built 6R80, and the Fairmont has a built 6R80. They all, well, except the Fairmont, they all make 1500. Nick Struther says, thanks for the remote tune last week. 19 Whipple A10. At Asia's performance with Brian Luna, the drivability is spot on. Making the switch to Lund was the right call. Can't wait to try the second gear leave this weekend. Yes, his car was at Luna's spot, and it made 800 or so. And I'm telling you, that dude is going to be a quick little car. It didn't show a lot of power on the dyno, but I think it's going to perform real good down there. Okay, real quick. Origion Lewinja says error code P061B, internal control module torque calculation performance. After an American muscle tune, they don't tune, by the way, we tune. I can't drive it a mile without an error. Limp mode, numerous revisions can't be fixed. If it's tuned by us, that doesn't happen. But Origion Lewinja, if it's a Lund tune through American muscle, hit us up. I know the fix. But Nick, anytime, brother. You were easy. Brian was easy, and I got you CC'd on the email. When you get to the track, get me data logs, brother. The anime librarian says if he was rich, he could have a much faster car. Turbo or blower says Arturo Hermosillo, which means he's really pretty. I have 2 turbo cars and thinking of going back to blower on the Terminator. Never had a blower. Turbo is too much work. Turbo is work. Turbo, you got to be under the hood all the time. Trust me, boost controller, lines, vacuum lines, wastegate lines, things coming loose, V-bands, couplers coming loose. I mean, it's just a nightmare. Blower is, the belt might snap if you have a high boost version. That's about it. Like, literally, that's about it. Matt 2011 GT says, FIC 1000H's, 4 innovations, return style, and E85. Dakota will be tuning. Badass. Okay, well, if it's E85... I think you'll be okay, brother. I think as long as you're E85, you can up the compression to whatever the hell you want. But I don't know why you're sticking with such a little blower, to be honest. Venomous50 says, my bad. What power level should I build a 6R80? Anything above 700. I got a guy right now, Christopher Houston, in Texas, and I think he makes close to 750. I'm like, dude, all the torque reduction is on. That's what's saving your transmission. I really would love you to build that transmission. He's like, yeah, it's next. And then he'll gain another like 2/10 because we're able to shift it like men. Omar Medina says, just saw a ghost orb. I don't know what that is. Is a tune from SET Bama. Origion. Okay, so Origion La Winja, hit us up. Get a Lund tune. We know how to fix it. Matt Damon sucks. He played a terrible Carroll Shelby. Agreed. Carroll Shelby was like 6 foot something. Matt Damon's like 5'9" with elevator shoes. Do you play Call of Duty? No. Fuck a turbo for a daily. Exactly, Mike Burke. Piece together a Department of Boost kit, Trinity blower, or buy a used Phase 1 Roush kit. 17 manual 373s. Piece together a Department of Boost kit or buy a used Phase 1 Roush kit. Both will yield you the similar results. Phase 1. Phase 1 doesn't matter because the blower is the same. The phase just means it has 47s, no BAP, and an 85 millimeter pulley. So if you get a phase 2, it's a BAP and a 79 or 80 millimeter pulley, but the blower, in essence, is exactly the same. Thinking of ditching my mid 800 rear wheel horsepower centrifugal setup for a single turbo. Thoughts? You're going to have to work more on the car once a turbo's on it. You're going to be under the hood more. I guarantee you. Ask any turbo owner. They work more on their cars than blower cars. I haven't fucked with the blower, knock on wood, on the white car yet. David Jaffrey says, some Shelby guys be hating the Viper till they found out Carroll Shelby was the one that made the successor to the Cobra by co-creating the Viper. Your thoughts? Exactly. So you could tell Carroll Shelby was a little salty about that. He was a little salty about how that all went down. He was like, I have great things to say about Chrysler and this and that. But I think in his mind, they kind of went half-assed on the RT10, whatever you want to call it, the Viper. Now, the Gen 5 Viper is badass. ZR1, C6 ZR1, and Viper Gen 5, King Daddy stick cars, in my opinion. King Daddy stick cars. Matt 2011 GT says, small blower, I got it from a buddy for free. Oh shit, if you got a free blower, I ain't hating on you. I get it. It's still a 2.3. I've seen them make 800. Now, I haven't seen an Edelbrock make 800, but you need to boost it fucking to the moon. I've never seen a Edelbrock 2300 make above 700 horsepower, so you'd be the first. That'd be interesting to see how that goes. He goes, I will try to get the 2650 on at some point down the road. Thanks for the advice. Yes, sir. Gotcha. Dakota would take care of you. Very nice. Parker's 89, number 173. Is this Parker Go Lightly? Gen 1 stock sleeve, 5,000's over. Boss rods, diamond piston. Yeah, that is absolutely Parker's car. Gen 2 VMP, that's absolutely Parker's car. Build 6R80. That is not Parker's car. I thought he had a man stick. Do you know what I'm saying? What should power be limited to? Also, little channel support. Thank you, Parker. So he has a Gen 1 with a stock sleeve, 5 over, Boss rods. So he's got Boss rod, diamond piston. So you basically got a Boss motor. Let's talk about that. You got a Boss motor. I wouldn't go past 850 to 900 because that's where the stock sleeves start to distort a little bit. Think about it. You basically have like an illuminator minus the manly rods. So I think, or the manly? Yeah, manly rods. I think you probably can make high 800s, low 900s pretty easily, but I really wouldn't want to stretch it out that high. I would try to live in the 800 zone and it will last you a very long time. I treat it just like a Gen 2 Mustang motor. Parker. JP's Coyote says, I have a 17 GT. I have a 17.6 GT with a Gen 2 front feed Whipple on the 85 with a 3.5 pulley. Debating on upgrading a Gen 4 Whipple. Gains worth the effort and cost. Yeah, the Gen 2 rotor pack is junk. I don't say it's junk, but it's not as good as even the Gen 3. There's a huge difference. I think I had someone at Brent Speed had a Gen 2. They made 1,000 horse, but I needed to do everything on the planet to get that thing to make 1,000 horse, like 23.5 degrees, which I don't like making on a GT350. All the boost. He had a small pulley. It made 1,000, but I'm telling you, the Gen 2 struggled to get there, whereas the Gen 3 and the Gen 5, way more power potential. It doesn't run out of air. It just keeps huffing, brother. So, JP, if you can swing it, get a Gen 4. Why not? Or a Gen 5. If you can swing a Gen 5. It is definitely worth the gains because you're on the 85. That means you have a return style fuel system. You're going to be limited as to horsepower on the Gen 2 than the other ones that you mentioned, Gen 4 and Gen 5. 5-0 Stepside says, hey, Alex, my F100 is almost ready for a tune. But since it's still apart right now, what gear would you recommend for a fun daily? It's a Gen 1 Boss manifold, will be on the 85, and has a TR3650 5-speed. F100, I like a 355 or 373 in it. It's kind of like the go-to gear. So you have a 3650. That means it's a 5-speed from like a 3-valve, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. So I would do a 373, no higher than that because it's a 5-speed. Any higher than that, like a 4. If you go 410, you'd have a 6-speed, but that'd be an MT82 or a T56. If it's a T56, you could do a 410. But if it's a 3650, I would do 373s. Oh, guess who's back? I swallow cum. How you doing, sir? Just had an intercourse with 3 moms in my EcoBoost convertible. My ass, you did. It's an unless they're hookers, you did not get laid in an EcoBoost. I'm sorry. That's the other thing. I've made fun of EcoBoost guys. I've made fun of Camaro guys. I've made fun of Corvette guys. I've made fun of every single guy on the planet except Shelby guys. And the moment I say they're poor or pretentious or high maintenance, they prove that they're the worst of all. I couldn't believe it. I said, damn, I thought some of them would be a cool. No, dude, that forum was full of just whiny ass, pansy ass motherfuckers. And my character is going to show everybody little things that these guys do. It's going to be a whole video series. Going to be good. Just look out for that. David Jeffrey says, your thoughts on the VMP putting the Odin on the Gen 1? That's fine. You can put the Odin on anything. As long as you don't boost it to the moon, you'll be okay. You know, as long as you keep it in the 650 on pump gas range, you'll be okay. If they start playing that game of Torco or Boostane and 700 on pump gas shit, I don't even want to know about that fucking game. Miss me with that shit. No, thank you. But if you can keep it at about 10 PSI, I don't see a problem with that. I don't like it. Look, every single guy that has upgraded their GT500, not 1, not 2. Every single guy that has updated their GT500 from a TVS to a Gen 3 say the same thing. It doesn't have the same nut down low that the 2.3 has. I go, right. The 2.3 goes, whoop! It whips up real fast and you go, yeah, fuck yeah. Woo, this is awesome. Now people will say IAT and the rotors the rotors are spinning slower because you got to have a bigger pulley because it's a bigger blower. But what do you sacrifice? That low end, yo, shit, this thing's nasty. That's gone. Unless you pulley way the fuck down. But the problem is once you pulley down on a Gen 3, you have to have the octane to back it and the fuel system. So if you're on pump gas, if you're a pump gas beacher, and you're going to be a pump gas beacher for the rest of your life, 2.3 is all you need. Trinity swap 2.3 or an old VMP Gen 2 or Gen 2R, that's all you need. The moment you go Gen 3, that down low, yeah, it's coming. gone. The rotors don't whip up as fast, and it simply has less nut in terms of the butt dyno down low. Plain and simple. Bet me on that shit. Try it out. Every single guy that I tune, they go, damn, I put this Gen 3 on it, and I kind of miss how quick the 2.3 whipped up. I'm like, yeah, the 2.3 has enough power, capability, to blow up your shit. So I don't know why people would upgrade to the Gen 3. The only reason you upgrade to the Gen 3 is if you got a built motor or if you're going to go E85 and you want to make 1,000. Because you can make 800 on a Gen 2 or a Trinity swap all day. And that's enough to blow up your shit. Kyle Elliott says, 3 at Whipple, Keith Ray built 12.1 motor. Keith Ray can't spell. Love you, Keith. That dude can't spell. Good thing he builds motors, huh? 3.8 Whipple, Keith Ray built 12-1 motor, comp stage 3s, all the supporting mods, including a TR6060 and an S1 sequential shifter. Bad ass shit. Full BMR suspension. Oh! Moment of silence for Kyle Elliott. Everybody, just a moment of silence for Kyle Elliott. Okay. And Viking coilovers and shocks. Any rear end recommendations to handle that? Rear end recommendations to handle that. What do you mean rear end recommendations? I don't know what gears you have back there. I don't know what it's being built for. Any rear end recommendations to handle that? You better not be on the stock traction lock. If it's a manual. I wouldn't put a wave track back there. I wouldn't rely on the stock diff. The stock diff's not going to last too long with that kind of power output that it's going to make 1,000 plus like nothing. So shit, you're going to have to get some badass shit back there, brother. Like an aftermarket carrier or spool, but I don't think you're looking to go spool because you probably have a Gen 3. You probably have a 13 plus. So if it was an auto, I do a wave track or an S track, which is Strange's version of a diff. But if it's a manual, dude, you're gonna have to like a regular track lock. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend a Detroit locker or a Strange lock. I don't recommend any of those lockers. Those lockers to me just explode. I'd rather keep stock shit back there. But honestly, I would weld the tubes. I'd weld those tubes back there because it sounds like you're looking to race the thing. I'd weld the tubes, brace the rear end. Do not put a fucking torque arm on the car. That's the other thing every other 13 to 14 GT500 owner does. He gets unnecessary shit on their car, like a torque arm. A torque arm and a pan, the very exotic pan hard bar. I'm like, you're going to get ice cream. You're going to the Carlisle Ford Nationals. You don't need this NASCAR shit back there to go 20 miles an hour. Oh, but it's a Super Snake. Kyle Elliott, I wish I could give you better advice, but aside from fully built rear end, 35 spline axles, 5/8 studs, and a spool, that's what I would do. That setup right there, 5/8 studs, 35 spline Mosier or Strange axles, and a fucking spool. I wouldn't fuck around with the differential with that setup. It sounds real robust. Noah Cole says, have you seen the new carbon fiber rods from Extreme Tuners? Say it'll take 15,000 RPM to 3,000 horsepower. I don't doubt it. I just don't want to be the guinea pig. I'll let someone else try that shit. Can you explain front feed balls? I'm confused about it. Okay, so if you guys ever watch porn, please don't give me this bullshit that you don't watch porn. All of you have Pornhub on deck, either on incognito mode or it's saved on your cell phone. And look, we all look at the guy's dick because you kind of have to look at the guy's dick, right? So have you ever seen a guy's dick that the balls are like right on top of the shaft? You're like, what the fuck happened? What happened to the traditional balls hanging situation? No, some of them are like right next to it, like a literally next to it or slightly on top. So I said, well, that guy looks like, front feed balls. And I gave it a name, front feed balls. Like a front feed blower, front feed balls. David Jeffrey. Darian Houston says, Alex, you're not seeing my question I paid. Darian Houston sent that 10 and my question didn't get answered. Did it twice and didn't repeat the question. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Darian Houston. Alex, thanks for the 93 tune. I'm loving it. The car's a beast now, and I'm saving up for my long tube headers and a more legit exhaust. Will I need a tune revision for them, or am I good to go? Darian, if you're on 93 and you get a free-flowing exhaust with headers, you will need a tune revision. If you are on Flex or E85 and then you upgrade to a free-flowing exhaust on a Gen 3 Mustang specifically, you do not need a revision. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for the money. Appreciate that. Your thoughts on it? I already got that. Kyle Elliott got that. Noah Cole got that. Can you explain front feed balls? Got that. Darian got that. Where are you? Misfit GT500. Thanks for calling out the GT500 owners. Had some great laughs watching them complain. Thank God there's GT500 owners that get it. Thank you for being not, that kind of... They get so salty. Like, guys, you're not special, man. You're not special. You just overspent, and your payment is $1,500 a month. Still, for a 2014. In 2020, you still got a $1,500 payment. Bet me there's people like that. Matt 2011 GT says, by the way, I started watching That Dating Channel. First episode was Lady T was working on my car and dropped my 10mm socket in the engine bay laughing so hard. If you're not watching it, please do. Hilarious. Matt is on the money. That is a great... My last episode on that channel is killing it. Like, just... It's unreal. Scott N gave me 10 Canadian dollars. Thank you very much. And didn't say a damn thing. My favorite type of question. Roto12 gave me 10 Canadian dollars and says, I know your game is drag racing, but do you know of anything to improve steering feel? It's the number one thing holding me back from road racing. Currently feels too disconnected for my liking. It's an 18 GT Performance Pack 1. Yeah, the biggest issue for people that have an older car, Fox Body, Cobra, older Celine, pre-electric steering days, even I believe the early 3 valves had power steering pumps. Electric steering came into play in 2011. The Coyote, I think, first. Yes, and the GT500. The disconnected feeling. But the nice thing is they gave you a choice, meaning when you turn off traction control totally, it defaults to the hardest steering. And a PP1, I have a PP1 2019 Mustang, and I can the steering feel is variable. But I totally understand what you're saying. I'll be honest with you, I have no issue with the electric steering on these cars. It feels phenomenal to me. I like it in the basic setting, the basic bitch-ass setting. I honestly think you should just drive the car and get a lot of experience with that car so you can get comfortable with it, because there is no other way. If you cannot get a steering feel based on the adjustable steering tightness or firmness on the PP1 Mustang, which, look, they all have variable steering feel. I don't know what to tell you, but every single one that drives it understands there's a disconnected feeling. They just kind of deal with it, honestly. I really wish I could help you, but I had no issue with it, so I really can't relate. You know what I'm saying? Jose Delgado says 64 Falcon 2nd Gen NA for now with a 6R80 and a Ford 9-inch and 389 gears. About 3,200 pounds. 389 is too much? Nah, you'll be good, bro. Wait, 3,200 pounds? Shit. The 6R80 has a 417 first gear. So that's going to be first gear is going to be, it's going to be like a truck. It's going to be quick. I would do 355s in a car that light with a 6R80 and a 417 first, or have your tuner give you a second gear launch tune, and you'll love that, especially if it's a Gen 2 control pack. Have you heard anything about ATI dampeners having bad batch causing cranks to snap? No. What I have heard is certain crank sprockets having a bevel on them and not letting the crank dampener, or what do you call it? The damper? It says damper. Dampener seat properly, and it basically wiggles out and it causes the crank to snap then because there's constant tension on it. So if you have a crank sprocket, only one that I know of, that the bevel is jacked up and you can fit like a dollar bill between that shoulder and the shoulder of the crank, you shouldn't be able to fit anything. It should be right up against it. If there's a gap on that bitch, return it and get a Ford one or an MMR or a TSS one. I'm telling you, there's some of them that just have a gap. I think they have fixed it since then, but some of them had a gap and we just got rid of those things and got regular ones, and that gap was taken away. And I think that causes, or can lead, not causes, because I don't want to get sued, but that can lead to premature crank failure. But I had not heard anything about ATI. ATI has been pretty damn legit. 3rd gen automatic 10-speed performance package 1 looking for boost soon. I'm between an E-Force and an Odin. If you were in my shoes, what would you go with? See, if I was in your shoes, I already had VMP stuff, so I don't need to rep it anymore. Good stuff. I honestly like E-Force's stuff. I like the packaging better. It depends on what you want to do, though. The Odin is designed for high boost, guys. Those of you guys out there buying Odins to keep it at pump gas and 10 PSI, you're smoking crack. You're smoking crack. The Odin is designed for high boost. I have seen so many Odins come across my tuning queue, and they don't make the power they should be making at low boost. At super high boost, absolutely. At low boost, they ain't doing shit. So I would do an E-Force, right? And then port it. I finally found out that the Fairmont has a bad fuel pump. I have two MagnaFuel 750s, and the one in the tank failed, causing the second pump to pump fuel in the Y back into the tank. So I was having this lean condition. I was trying to tune around. Coming to find out I had a bad fuel pump. So once I get that fixed, I'll get it to the dyno and finally get you numbers. Look, it's been busy. I have a job. I can't just live on the dyno all fucking day. It costs money and time. So E-Force, Trooper, that's what I would do if I were you. I Swallow Cum gave me $10 and said, in all seriousness, I'm ordering a V3 JT with 4 Innovations fuel system and E85 this week. I'm super hyped. Any idea what horsepower I'll get from a 3.47 pulley? Goal is 750 to 800 wheel, stock motor, rods, E85. Yep, no problem. 347 will get you 800. No freaking problem. I made 710 or 720 on pump gas with a 3.6. So an E85 and like 6 more degrees and more boost, absolutely you're going to make 800. 2011 GT says, sounds like BMR has your rear end covered. Just playing, brother. Very nice, Matt. 2011 GT. Good one. Mateo Maldonado says, I installed a long tune and drag radios on the Stang this week. 3.9 seconds, 0 to 60 in a NA Coyote. Learn racing for the win. That's not that quick. That's not that quick. Lord, P.S. I'm the one for today who did a wall log up to 8,200 RPM. Mateo Maldonado. Thank you. Yeah. Mateo was like, hey, I got you a wall log from 3 to 8,200. I'm like, don't do that. I'm like, the tune shouldn't go up to 8,200. And I looked and he somehow got it up there. I'm like, well, congratulations. So I lowered the rev limiter to like 7,900 so he wouldn't fly up there. But anyway, 3.9 is, I think it's good. I think that's what the red car did. So that's 373 and a 6R80. If you're doing it in an NA stick car, that's pretty damn good. Kyle Elliott says, it's a 2012 and 331 gears. Thanks for the info. Yeah, BMR. I know. I love you, Kyle. Don't you love putting it up on the lift, seeing all that red shit underneath? Channel support, bitch. No questions this week. Just a massive thank you. You've got my NA Gen 2 ready to crack 11s. Can't wait for TDC. Are you the guy who did a poll on an on-ramp, Matthew Goodall? If you are, your car's going to go 11s with those 7,500 RPM shifts. I guarantee it. Kyle Elliott says, it's just a damn badged up Mustang that whines from the factory with some decent parts. SVT Coyote says, channel support, how was the smash session after the dating interview? Balls deep, son. If you guys know, you know. Pato, si tú tuvieras 100 mamá, ¿cuánta mamá me daría por $5? Gracias, becho. It's a play on words. It's a Spanish word for sucking and also mothers. Yes, the Spanish word for moms and sucking is the same. Mama. Mama melo or mi mamá, my mother. It's pretty fucked up. Ninguna, JB. David Jeffrey says your Shelby guy character will be YOLO 2.0. No, it'll be Shelby Dave. A lot of guys named Dave have Shelbys. I don't know why. It's like Dave's by Shelby's. So it'll be Shelby Dave. Like, the other guy, Dave, that did remember that guy, Dave, who used to jump off the fucking, God damn it. Something Dave, I'm old. He used to jump off of shit. He had a motorcycle. He had a stupid show on HBO. I forget. Yeah, this is Bolay, guys, because I'm gay. Your Shelby guy character will be YOLO 2.0 in my opinion? No. It could be, though. It could be good. It could be good. I got insane amount of material and no more than 20 people, Shelby owners donated shirts. Dude, they donated so much shit. It's all coming all at once. So if you start seeing this place dressed up in Shelby shit, Shelby Dave is going to make an appearance pretty soon. Geraldo Lucatero says 2014 manual GT CJ Twin 65 free flowing exhaust on the E85 R tuned by you. I'm putting long tubes on next month. Do I need a revision? Just saw you said only Gen 3 does it. 2014 you should be okay, but after you put them on, Give me a complete set of data logs, idle, slow rev, watt in one log, and I'll ensure the car is fueling properly. And if it needs adjustments, I'll do it right then and there. Ford More Performance says, describe the first 500 miles with a Mantic Clutch 16 GT. Wait, describe the first 500 miles with a Mantic Clutch 16 GT twin disc Cerametallic. Any vibration or issues until it's bedded, broken in? Any common install mistakes and issues? A lot of people over tighten shit. A lot of people don't get the spacing right on the throw-up bearing, on the, God damn it, the slave cylinder. I think there's certain spacing that has to be proper so that the disengaging is good and the pedal doesn't come out too high. So just follow the instructions to a T. When I did it on my T56 equipped 2011, I had absolutely no issues. But I didn't feel any excessive chattering. I didn't feel anything excessive. I drove it normally in bumper-to-bumper traffic. 500 miles doesn't mean you drive at 500 miles on a highway and back. No. You got to do a lot of city driving. You got to get a lot of the material to transfer to the flywheel. Okay, you got to have a lot of the clutch material transfer over so you have clutch-on-clutch shit so you don't glaze shit over. Ford More Performance. Darian Houston said, much appreciated, Alex. I assume I will be good for that revision within my 6-month window. Please do a quick Vato Zone rant for me. That geeks me out. So some people like the flat plane crank. This guy likes the Vato Zone shit. Bandy says, looking to lose some weight on the car. Aside from seats and maybe the K-member, what do you recommend? Are Bear Racing brakes okay on a daily driver? No. Look, no offense to Bear brakes. Anything aftermarket brakes are no good for daily driving, in my opinion. Daily driving, if you look at the brakes that are on your Mustang, Ford designed them to be 25,000 miles, 30,000 miles between brake pad changes. And look at how robust and big and heavy. Everything is just made for durability. Racing brakes are made for racing. It's made so you trailer your car to the track, go down the track, and it's light, and it doesn't have a lot of braking power. Actually, the opposite. You have less because there's less pad surface area to slow you down because it's smaller, and the rotor has a small diameter. So honestly, I wouldn't say any aftermarket brakes are better for daily purposes than your stock brakes. For daily purposes. For racing, yes, you'll lose some weight on the front and the rear and rotating mass, and the car will subsequently go quicker. But for daily use, no, I would not recommend any aftermarket brakes. Stephen Baker says, I got a 14 GT500 and I'm getting my blower ported by BPS Elbow and with BPS Elbow by Jason Teixeira. What size throttle body and cold air intake would you recommend, and do I need BAPs? If your car is bone stock, and you got a 2.4 pulley, which is the most common thing, and a 123 cold air or 127. That's the other thing GT500 owners get. A 150 millimeter cold air with a twin 60 throttle body. I'm like, what the fuck? Do you just want to see a big elephant dick under your hood? You don't need that. The stock one's fine. For you, if you got a 2.4 pulley and you're porting the blower, honestly, I like the VMP Twin 69 or the tried and true has never had an issue Ford Racing CJ65. Guys, that throttle body with the right fuel, the right boost can make 800, enough to blow your shit up. I love how the guys that go, well, I'm porting my blower, so now I need a 170 millimeter throttle body. I need a 163 millimeter throttle body. No, you don't. You don't need any of that shit. Twin 65 drives great, makes enough with the right pulley combo and the right octane to blow your shit up. I don't understand why anyone goes bigger than a CJ65. To be honest with you, I don't understand it. Drivability is on point with that throttle body. And with the right boost combo, 2.4, 15%, E85 twin BAPs and 1050s or 1300s, make 800. You'll blow your shit up. No problem. So that throttle body, the CJ65 from Ford Racing, to me is the most tried and true and best throttle body. And anything above and beyond that, unless you're going built motor and you go a completely different blower that requires a completely different bowl pattern, then your options are limited. But if you have a stock TVS, Trinity blower, CJ65. Don't overthink shit, man. Matthew Goodall says, I'm definitely the guy that did the on-ramp pull. Dude, it's shifting at 1.2 is 7,200, 2.3, 3.4 is 74.25 or whatever the fuck it is. It's mint. Chris says, channel support. By the way, I got a new clutch in. Badass, Chris. Zake Villarreal says, tuned by you, I just ordered an 18 manifold and a 5C converter. Damn, bitch. I'm letting them balls hang. Can't wait to let it eat. By the way, Jay from 1320 said, give me the 07 to 09 GT500 sauce tune. I'm telling you, man, when people send him a fucking M122 or whatever the fuck it's called, I think it's an M122, 1.9 liter, and said, can you port this? And it looks like it's been thrown down the side of a mountain. It probably makes him laugh. He goes, what am I supposed to do with this piece of shit? Give you more airflow so it'll make 20 more horse? Oh, the COVID check came in, so I'm either going to port it or get it, or I'm going to make a payment on my 1314 GT500. One payment, $1,200. Bet me on that. Channel support, by the way, I got a new clutch in, got him. Matthew Goodall, Zake Villarreal, got him. John F says, Alex, going full motor build with a Gen 3R and a VMP 163R. Tuned by you. Bought Mantic Twin, getting Calamar Stage 3. Any advice? We'll have to keep an eye on that throttle body. I haven't had an issue with the 163R yet. It's been really good so far. The Mantic clutch, make sure you wear it in properly. The Ben Calamar Stage 3 will need a complete different tune so that your cruise control works, so that it doesn't shut off in reverse. And if it's a Gen 2 or Gen 3, Gen 2, it's a Gen 2, I hope, to make sure that the rev match works. So yeah, we're gonna have to get a new tune for the Stage 3 Ben Calamar trans, and make sure you wear that clutch in properly. And we'll have to keep an eye on the throttle body, but I haven't had many issues with that particular throttle body from VMP. King Coyote says, how much power do you think I'll make on a Paxton E85 setup on a Gen 3 Coyote? I don't know what pulley size. I mean, a 3.6 you can make on E85, 760 or so. 3.4 make 800. 3.3 make a 825. 3.1, 880. That's what Osis Coyote makes. Sorry, Cuban Coyote. Garden Snake Dave. Garden Snake Dave. Ooh, nah, Shelby Dave is going to be good. Shelby Dave is going to be sick. Samuel Day gave me $5, and no question, my favorite type of question. To the peasant chat we go. What are your thoughts on that 7.3 race motor Brian Wolf did? A certain crank snapper had a little something to say. I think it's built. So anything built, guys, anything forged, it's going to make big power. I'm sorry. If you have a 440 cubic inch Ford that's billet and badass rods and a big Pro Chargers feeding it, it's gonna make big power. So someone built a 7.3 race motor off of the Godzilla platform, forged everything, and they're shoving a bunch of boost on it. It's gonna make a lot of power. Just like a built Chevy's gonna make a lot of power. Just like a built Mopar's gonna make a lot of power if it's built. What my gripe is, that motor's not gonna end up in a factory Mustang, meaning Ford is not gonna say, here's a 7.3 Godzilla motor in a Mustang from the factory with a warranty. It's just not going to happen. Is it going to be a real popular swap motor? Absolutely. F100 guys are going to eat it up. Some Fox body guys are going to eat it up until they realize the crank center line is 3 inches higher than a Coyote. So what are you going to do about an oil pan? What are you going to do about a trans tunnel? And the transmission bolt pattern is the modular 6R80, 10R80. That's going to be interesting, but I think it's going to be a popular swap for bigger cars, bigger trucks, F100s, bigger 3/4 ton Fords from back in the day, things that could accommodate the height of that motor, because the tallest point in that motor is the throttle body. According to Frank Perdomo, he did a whole video on it. Go to Power by the Hour, watch the video that he did talking about all Coyote swap stuff. He talked about the oil pump. Oh my God, if you guys see the oil pump on that thing, holy shit. Not a good look in my opinion. And it doesn't make more power than a Coyote stock. Guys, I live in the world of stock stuff. Built race car shit is built race car shit. That is a whole nother planet that I'm not involved in. Carlitos Way says, Chevy fan channel support. Did you make it to PBIR? Also, check out the next shift trans brake when you can. It might be a game changer for us stick guys. What? Trans brake with a stick? That don't even make sense, bro. Next shift? You mean like a watt box? I've never used any watt box or anything helper. It's just not my thing. Decide not to buy that Pro Charged car with a crank walk. Good job, Frequency CYZX11. Thoughts on EB Custom Works Gen 5 Whipple S550. 474 in the 8th, mid-7s last year. Dyno couldn't keep up with it. Badass shit. Are blower cars not able to keep up with turbo cars? No, Insane. No, because the Pro Charger cars, believe it or not, in that class, the Pro Charger cars and the centrifugal cars are quicker in that class. Now, yes, to answer your question, I think I think supercharged cars, especially centrifugal, big front-mounted centrifugal cars, have a leg up because it's basically a crank-mounted turbo. So you can make a lot of power, and the Pro Charger team seems to have that. And you know, they have a leg up in that world, particularly. Vortec has a V70 or whatever the hell, or a V30 that they have, but I don't think the Fairmont is gonna get that because after looking it over, I'd have to relocate my radiator. I'd have to relocate a whole bunch of things, and I'm like, this is a Fairmont. I'm not gonna go that crazy. When you say it couldn't keep up on the dyno, I don't know what that means. Did the tires spin? Because I saw the video and I'm like, okay, so did the tires spin? Because I've done that, and no one says it's badass. Is the converter that loose that it makes it sound like it really whipped up? I didn't see a dyno graph. I didn't see anything. So I'm like, okay, it's like clickbait. Yes, it makes power. Yes, it runs a number. It runs 470 in the eighth, but that video to me, I went, okay, so again, for experienced dyno guys, we go, so it either spun on the dyno or has a really loose converter. So one of the two. Any benefit other than drivability and going to build 6R80 over TH400? Extra gears. That's about it. The built 400, you can pedal the car, you shift the car, you shift the trans. So there's advantages to that. 6R80, if you spin and you let off to pedal it, you're fucked. Might as well end the run. The moment you pedal a 6R80, your run is over because once you let off the gas, it upshifts. So, no bueno. I'm going to get a Turbo Smart eBoost 2 controller for my setup. Should I buy another solenoid? One for each turbo or just one for both fine? For 1950 Hellion top mount twin 4 triple pump. Juan Carreno. Why would you need two? See, now you're getting into the weeds because I'm not well versed on boost controllers. I honestly, two solenoids, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe turbo guys that are in here can answer his question, but do you need two for twin turbos? I don't think so. If it's a boost controller, it's a boost controller. It's boost coming in, coming out. Why do you need two solenoids? Maybe you do. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm a supercharger guy. I don't know. All I know is the MAF, at this MAF frequency, it needs that much fuel and it can take that much spark. In terms of modulating the boost, that's 100% on your end. So I would talk to the boost controller people. Name it like an engine builder, right? I can't give you particulars about engine building because I don't build engines. So I defer to engine builders. Meanwhile, engine builders tell tuners that they don't know how to tune, even though they have no idea how to tune. Not all of them, but most of them. Name and Barrow says, what's up, big brown sexy? Just bought an NX play kit and want to spray 150 shot. I have ME52s and a D-Works 400. Will Lund tune for 85? Do I need a BAP? No, you're good, brother. You got a D-Works 400, ME52, 150 shot, E85. You're good. You're good. Just pay the extra fee and you're good to go. David Jeffrey says, what's the most local thing Shelby guys have said to you so far? Apoyo préstame culo canalito thing. What's the craziest thing Shelby guys have ever said to me? I don't think they realize that. Shelby guys don't realize up to 2014, because the 2020 Shelby GT500 can make 1,000, no problem, because it's a Coyote variant. I don't think Shelby guys realize that a similarly equipped Coyote is faster. I always hear the same thing. Hey, I want to race my buddy this weekend. Oh, what's your buddy got? Oh, it's a 6R80. I'm like, uh-oh. Because I know Shelby guys can't drive, by and large. I mean, like, the name tells you, like, I got a 13. Okay, so you can't drive. I think they are under the understanding that the Shelby is automatically faster than a similarly equipped Coyote. Alex, 19. I'm gonna race my friend's 19 Vortec car on E85, and he has a 3.1 pulley, and I have a 2.4 upper, 10%, 373s, and E85. I'm like, he's gonna walk your ass. Bad. No, he's not. Oh, well, you better hit your shifts on the fucking money because it's a driver's race. And I think they're amazed by that. They go, but it's a GT. I go, yeah, it's a Coyote that makes more horsepower and has more technology than your car. Oh, I think they get butthurt when I, as a tuner, tell them the Coyote is gonna be my favorite vehicle in terms of racing because it has more power potential, and they get all bent out of shape. So it's not the craziest things they said; it's the reactions that they have had from me telling them my experience. Not a watt box, a manual trans brake. That don't make any sense. The fuck is a trans brake? I'll look it up. Because how do they do it? Do they hold the gears together just for launching? I mean, a trans brake? So you bump in? It just sounds stupid. If you have a manual car, it is meant so you can manually manipulate it. Once you start adding a bunch of shit to make it easier to stage, to make it easier to shift, now the manual becomes less manual and becomes more assisted. Just leave it alone, man. Leave it alone. Peyton Pruitt gave me $50. Jesus Christ. Thank you very much, brother. Because Paxton 2200 SL kit. I'm seeing 81 maths a minute. Oh my, here we go with the maths of fucking minute. God damn it. I can manipulate that number in the tune. I'm going to make a tune. I'm going to make a tune in the red car. I'm going to have 86 math pounds a minute naturally aspirated. What the hell are you going to say then? Oh, how did you do that? What mods do you have? At 7,500 RPM and at 17 degrees of timing during. Going 3.5 grip tech pulley and the spray to 2,000 cc and up the spray to 2,000 cc dual nozzle spray water meth. Oh my God. With an open head unit. Is this going to be safe or should I stay where I'm at? I'm making 81 math pounds a minute at 7,500 RPM and 17 degrees of timing. Going 3.5 pulley, 2,000 cc dual nozzle set up on water meth with an open head unit. Is this going to be safe? Safe. So he's on pump gas, meth, and he wants to know if he's going to be safe boosting it with a 3.5 pulley open with meth shoving down its throat. Safe has now become relative. Like, what is safe? I've seen guys blow up on 10 PSI if the motor just wasn't happy. If the fuel system wasn't up to snuff, or if you run out of meth, that's going to be a bad time. So I don't like saying, yeah, sure, it'll be safe. Spray it. If everything is working as it should, I don't see there being an issue. 3.5, you got plenty of meth going down the bit, so you got octane, you got a little cooling, everything seems to be pretty kosher. But if anything goes bad or south or anything like that, all bets are off. Safe is relative. Now, if everything is working properly, Peyton, I think you'll be okay. I don't think it's going to be an issue. But I'd have to look at a log to really know what's happening. And if I'm not tuning it, I really can't give you I want to see what the knock sensors are doing. Are the knock sensors slam negative going, yeah, give me more? Okay, things are good. If the knock sensors are removing a degree or not adding any more timing, that means it hit the cap that the tuner put on there. So it's just such a loaded question. I know you gave me $50 and I appreciate that. And I can't give you a concrete answer because it's such a vague question because I'd need to see a log. I'd need to see what the knock sensors are doing. I need way more information than what you gave me because you're asking if it's going to be safe. And if anything goes wrong, depending on the tune, it could go bad. Wish I could tell you, brother. Gerardo Lucatero says, suffering from third gear lockout clutch. New RST came in, and do you think this will resolve the issue? Can't break into the 11's full weight, 12.2 ET. Yeah, clutch. The lockout is clutch, 100%. Break it in properly, 500 daily driver miles, a lot of clutch actuation, Oh, I can't. I'm dry today. There we go. What do you think about that, Carol Shelby?
It wasn't even turned on. It's something else.
He sounds like Laling. Carol Shelby sounds like Laling. Where is it? Is it 1, 2? Where is it?
But we're getting into some things now that are very interesting.
Damn it, it's number 2.
Cars.
Hey, what do you think? What do you think about that, Carol Shelby?
Great enthusiasm. We were blowing the Corvettes off in the wings.
He sounded like Laline there for a second. Next shift, manual trans controller. Look it up. Yes, sir. We'll do. Aleph Man kids hate on Matt 760 so much they had to mention his kids. Crossing the line. Matt's a cool cat. And I wouldn't say that to his face. Damn. Aleph Man is so mad that his boys went in on Matt 760, who's got a stock-ass Mustang with an E85 Luntune and a Steeda Cold Air? Fuck. Matt causing people problems. Just one solenoid, twins or not. There you go. As Valdo Sanchez says, one solenoid, twins or not. Pato, do you get recognized a lot? At car shows and shit, which, like there used to be a Cars and Coffee here and I'd go and, hey, let's talk. I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk to anybody. Well, a little bit, and then I was on a date. I was at Guanabana's over in Jupiter, and some guy. I was with a cute Puerto Rican chick, and he goes like, "Hey man, what's up, man? Love videos, man. Woo!" And I was like, "Thanks." And the girl was like seriously impressed. She's like, "How does he know you?" I'm like, "I'm kind of a big deal." But no, not that much. John Tees says, I'm currently Luntune and ProCharge. I want to switch to a single turbo. Do I have to buy a whole new Luntune, or is there a revision you can buy? You can buy a revision. I think it's going to be $200 because look, it's a whole new tune. Now, well, yeah, stock throttle body. What? Yeah, the cam timing is different. Yeah, it's different. It's a fucking different tune. Yeah, you're going to have to buy a revision. I don't think you have to buy a whole new tune, sir. Have you seen Adam LZ's... Wait. Let me do it properly. Have you seen Adam LZ's bar slop GT500? That's it. You're supposed to put your hand here like SpongeBob and go, have you seen the dude? He did it for the clicks and likes. I don't understand why he did that except for the clicks and likes. A GT350 motor, boost for boost, makes way more power than a Barra. The Barra is cool. It's different, but it's like... it's not, it doesn't blow my mind. You know, a well-equipped Coyote can make that power. That's why a lot of Australians, like I was talking to Matt Coates, he's like, hey, mate, I'll get you a Barra. I'll get you a Barra over your cunt. And I was like, well, that's an awful Australian accent, but pretty accurate. Australians use the R a lot when they shouldn't use the R. Like the word so, they go, sir, sir, the R is always there. He's like, hey, mate. Hello, mate. Can I send you a Bora engine? Hello? I was like, well, I mean, what can you make? Hello, with springs. Hello? With springs and rods and pistons. The worst accent. 850, mate. And I was like, that's a fucking Gen 2 Coyote. I don't want to borrow, pay fucking $5,000 to bring that bitch over here, put that in, standalone fuel system, this, that, pedal, turn it on, put on the dyno, and it makes the same as a Gen 2 Coyote? No, I'm good. Thank you. Skater Beast 41 says, you should tell us funny car-related stories. Story time with YOLO. The best story is how I got the Fairmont. And it can never be said. The best story I got is how I got the Fairmont, and it can never be said. What's the Fairmont's name? Hush money. Enough said. Tracy Miller says, Raptor runs on point. Thanks for all your help. Question is, my friend a domestic terrorist for chewing a burrito in half and eating the three these have separately, or is this a reasonable approach? His friend chewed a burrito in half, eating these halves separately. So he didn't start from one end. He started from the middle out. You got to report that motherfucker. What the fuck's he doing? What the fuck are you doing? Did he cut the burrito in half like a fucking retard? Oh, let me just cut it in half and pour out all the stupid shit. What the fuck? You eat it from one end to the other. You don't cut a burrito in half or eat it down the middle, you fucking terrorist fuck. What's wrong with you? Report that motherfucker to Department of Homeland Security, DHS. Fuck that guy, Tracy Miller. David Zaremba says, 18 GT ProCharge 12 PSI E85, about 850 wheel. Badass. With an RXC and a street SS tire. What should I worry about braking? I've heard axles, rods, any advice? The axles. Your axles are going to break. Bet me on that shit. I put it in the bank. Your axles are going to break. Bet me on that shit. Geraldo Lucatero says, I stated earlier that I was tuned by you through an SETX4. You mean the dead rat? Look at it. It looks like a dead rat with a long tail. I love how guys come up to me at the track and they're like, would you look at my log? I'm like, what do you have there? Dead rat? Oh, it's an SETX3. Or is the X4 okay on the car? Or is... Gerardo Lucatero. Should I buy an N-Gauge or is the X4 okay? The car is on the 85 R2 and I can't see the E85 on the X4. Gen 3s, you can see alcohol percentage, but you cannot see the alcohol learned flag. If you want to see alcohol learned and the flex content, alcohol content, Gerardo, The N-Gage is for you, sir. David Jaffer says, your thoughts and opinion on Cobra owners grew up. Wait, your thoughts? In my opinion, Cobra owners grew up and became Shelby owners and didn't leave behind their snobbiness and no. Terminator guys are different. Terminator guys grew up in the, 90s. Terminator guys race their cars. Terminator guys have barbed wire tattoos. Terminator guys probably did steroids. Terminator guys had spiky haircuts, frosted the tips of the hair. They clubbed, they fist pumped, they smashed strange puss. Terminator guys were bros, right? They raced their shit. And then, I don't know what they did. I think most of them kept them. I think they just like, this is the best car ever. I'm never going to get rid of it. So I don't make fun of Terminator guys in terms of the broness. I make fun of the car. It still makes power. It's still very valuable. Gun to my head. 1314 Shelby GT500, 0304 Cobra. I pull the fucking trigger. F-150, S550, beat your support. Thank you very much. The fucking Coyote is going to be King Daddy for a while. Killer Coyote. You're not wrong. Someone said just get a ZL1. What are you on? Crack, betcha? Back on the peasant chat. Did you order that 4C converter for the red car? Yonce 50. Not yet. I ordered the Steeda front bumper support. The lightweight front bumper support came in. I ordered Phoenix front runners because the M&H front runners are so freaking heavy on the red car. So I ordered the following. A Braille battery, a very small, lightweight battery, probably going to save me 30 pounds off the front end. The Steeda lightweight front bumper support and some front runners that are bias ply and super light Phoenix front runners. That's going to take a decent amount of weight off the front of the car. So I'm going to do all that first, and I'm going to remove the rear seats. And I'm going to see how the car performs and go from there. Bitch. I've been an hour and a half. It's fucking I love this show. It flies by. I love it. Geraldo, for the SCTF4, you need to push the config with alcohol percentage from LiveLink to your PC to your device. Matt 2011 GT. Badass. Look at that. Helping each other. And Zane Mustang says, yes, I use Phoenix front runners. Love them. Exactly. And Zane Blevins. Is it Blevins? They're super light. Joshua Atkins says, hey, Alex, I have a 16 GT Performance Package Premium with a cold air intake. Ambient air intake. Unless you live in fucking Antarctica, the quote-unquote cold air intake is an ambient or underhood air intake. UHAI. 63,000 miles on the motor, mostly highway miles. I want to put a Gen 5 Whipple with supportive mods. Mods that are like, good job, motor. Yeah, you screw her. Go out dating and get yourself, start working out, man. Supportive mods. What kind of mods? Supportive mods. Any advice on whether I need a new block? You need supportive mods. Joshua, you don't need a new block. Get a Gen 5 Whipple on that bitch. If you're going to stay on pump gas, keep it about 10 PSI, maybe 11. It's going to make 670, 680 easily, maybe 700. If you're going to go 85, don't go past 12 or 13 PSI. It's going to make a lot of power on E85, and you should be good for a very long time. Tops 850 horsepower, rear wheel, and you should be good. You're not going to kill the thing. You don't need a new block. Pump gas, 10 PSI. You're going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I Swallow Cum says, do you think the 3.47 pulley will blow my motor and trans? From my question earlier, I'm a Gen 3 10R80. On E85? No, if you're on E85, I don't think so. You better be on E85 with a 3.47 pulley, unless you're like, I got a torque booster and I want to make 10 PSI earlier and then wastegate the rest. I love torque booster guys. Their logic is so like kooky. What if, wait, hear me out, Alex. I got an idea. What if I want the top end of a centrifugal, but the low end of a TVS? That's called a Whipple. No, but I got a boost controller, and I wasted the third of a pair, and a server bro, and a rudder. The fuck is wrong with you? Yolo going to the drag strip this weekend for the first time. Any advice, tips? Thanks. Eric V, for the first time, honestly, don't go right up there. Watch what other people do. Sit there and watch what other people do. Going to the boat ramp is probably my second most favorite thing to watch than first timers at the track. I love seeing a guy at the track do a burnout in the water box, end the burnout in the water box, drive up, bringing that water all the way up to the starting line, going past the beams, then backing up, still having it in reverse. Then the guy has to remind him, hey, asshole, you're still in reverse. Oh, okay. There's water on his rear wheels. He's deep staged. And then he launches and stays in it because he's spinning. He spins and he stays in it the whole time. And I'm like, oh, he's going to hit the wall. Oh, he's going to hit the wall. And by the fourth or fifth run, they kind of get it. So do this. Sit back in the cut. Grab yourself some shit-ass fucking nachos that are at the track and your Coke and watch. And watch what everyone else does. Watch what the pros do. They go up to the water box. If they start their burnout in the water box, they don't end it there. Or they get some water in the tires and then move slightly away in front of the water box, do their burnout there, stop short of the beams. Make sure you get your bearings, traction controls off, data logger, boom, boom, boom. Go up, pre-stage, courtesy stage. Let the other guy pre-stage. Then you stage, then he stages. And then you leave on the third yellow. If it's a 500 light. That is probably the best advice I can give anybody if they're a first-time drag racer. Watch and see what the other people do. Look like you've been there before. Things will be good. You have a good time. Ice Swallow Come says, E85 all day, sir. Test super good in San Diego. Yeah, brother, you should be okay. I don't think it's going to blow up your shit. But your 1080 eventually is going to need clutches. At about 800, they need clutches, bro. Eric V, go straight through the water box on the street tires. Longest burnouts and 8,000 RPM clutch dump. That guy is an OG YOLO fan. One of my first videos ever on my channel was first time at the drag strip. Follow all these rules. And do you know how many people literally said, really? Do a John Force burnout and bring it up to 7,000 RPMs and dump the clutch? I'm like, yeah, totally. I could not imagine. People went, that guy was totally wrong. Yeah, they towed it home because everything broke. Would you ever date a chick that's on OnlyFans? No. Nope. I wouldn't even date a girl that's into a lot of Instagram bullshit. Like if she's like hardcore into Instagram, god damn, these things are tight as fuck. I don't know how gamers can game all day with this shit. Woo wee, man. If she's too much into Instagram, if I've seen her ass on social media, I don't date her, man. I bang her, but I'm not gonna date her. No way. David Tarambo with the red shit says, Alex, what cars have you lost to? Street. Anyone cars in particular? Donnie Renfro's car beat the shit out of me with my black car, and I documented it. I haven't raced many people in Florida. I'll be honest with you. I haven't raced many people in Florida. You got to pick your races wisely. You can't go out there with your NA car and race a Z06. So the only car I've raced in Florida was Donnie's car. In my black car, and he beat the shit out of me consistently. One time I got him, but he was spinning, so I really don't count that. I like a fair race that we're both hooking and booking. So I've gotten beat by his Coyote, but many other cars that I've raced, I've been lucky. I've had that red car was a 900 horsepower for a long time, so I didn't get beat by much. Fairmont, not much is gonna touch the Fairmont when it's running right. And the only time they can catch me sleeping is when this car is NA or the white car, and I go up against like a badass built car. So I've been lucky, but I also don't like egg people on, like, come on, let's race, bro. That's just not my look. Water and meth plus E85 worth it? No. I mean, unless you're having IAT issues, right? E85 to me, you have plenty of octane. So the water meth would just be for cooling, right? Like a chemical intercooler, chemical aftercooler, whatever you want to call it. I honestly don't think it's necessary, but if you have IAT issues, I understand why you would use water meth. But if you're using it for like an octane additive or octane booster, it's not worth it when you're on E85. Name and Barrel says fee to convert unlocked N-Gauge to Lund. Last week, I asked about an S550 motor versus GT500 motor, and I want to do a Shelby core build. What's your dream motor? Oh, what's my dream motor? A Voodoo that doesn't blow up at 1,000 wheel. Damn, that is 5.2. Guys, 5.2, 12-to-1 compression? Flat plane crank. I mean, if it didn't blow up at 800 plus, 850, 900, and that's when it just flings a rod. That's the daddy. And I got one. Booty. I got one. I don't want to put it in. You know what I'm saying? I got one, but I don't think I'm going to put it in anything. I think I'm going to use the heads only, and then see about the block. I'll have a 5.2 block, and if I can somehow finagle a 5.2 12-to-1 compression thing into something, that'd be pretty sweet. So yeah, Voodoo to me, King Daddy, if it didn't blow up at 1,000. Are GT350 guys considered Shelby owners? Nope. GT350 guys are fucking cool. All of them. I'm sorry. I have never tuned a pretentious asshole GT350 owner. Not one. Whipple, Turbo, Pro Charger, fucking mint. Mint. They go, Alex, I want a pump gas tune. Okay, here you go. Alex, I want a Flex in 85 tune. Here you go. Holy shit, I'm addicted. What's next? Boost. They go, okay. 2 months later, I got a Whipple. Here's the tune. Holy shit. I want to go 85. Here's the tune. It made 930. Ain't that some shit? Alex, I blew the clutch up. Get a T56. I'll get a T56. They buy a T56. They fucking put a badass clutch in it. Alex, this is the most fucking insane, angry car I've ever owned. Every GT350 guy is about performance. The car is insanely well balanced, great looking, 12-to-1 compression, flip plane crank, and with boost, it's a beast of a car. A 350R with 14 pounds of boost and E85, duh! Badass, woo! And a T50, so my God, and 4 tons, oh, good tickles. Yeah, no, I haven't had any issue with any GT350 guy. I love them all. They're my people. Any love for us push rod guys? 331 to 347. Air to water intercool Vortec V1 setup 12 PSI. Badass. Dylon. Who is the best rapper of all time? Dylon. 331. I like a 331. I think a 347 is a little too long of a stroke. That's what she said. For the stock block shit. And I like the torque, but I prefer a 331 in my opinion for that setup. I love a little high revving 331. It's angry little son of a bitch. I love it. Chris, give me $2. Says water method 85 worth it. I already said that. Fee to convert the N-Gauge. There is no fee to convert the N-Gauge. If you're gonna get a loan tune, we unlock it for free. David Jaffrey asked about the 350 guys. Joshua Atkins, thank you, brother. Do you know any shops that can do installs in Jacksonville, Florida? Or nearby good street tire traction grip for the daily? So I got a set of R888Rs coming. Compliments of 2 Auto Solutions out of Puerto Rico. Very nice of them to hook a brother up with some R888Rs. I'm going to try them out and I'm going to let you know. I'm going to see how many miles I can get out of it and how much grip they generate on the white car. I am literally to the cords on the 555Rs. But a daily sticky tire, I'd like to try the Nitto G2 on the GT500 wheels on the red car. And I'm going to see how good they grip. I'll see what kind of draggy times I can get out of it with a GT500 wheel and tire setup on it and report back. So that's the next step. Buy a Nitto G2 555, I think it's called, or the new Nitto drag radial 305 3520. Put it on the red car with GT500 wheels. And I'll have R888s in the white car. What a life. I can't believe I have all these opportunities. I really appreciate you guys. Like, I hear myself talk and I'm like, I'm going to have R888s in my 700 horsepower supercharged car. I'm going to have an NA 11-second S550 that I have the option of wheels and this and that. And I have a 8-second Fairmont. And people still think I'm broke. Okay, whatever you think. Oh, but I got a house in Texas. Pasadena? You got a house in Pasadena and that's badass shit? Pasadena. Shit. Baytown. We got a house in Baytown. You fucking baller. You baller as shit. Got a house in Baytown. I don't know any shops in Jacksonville. The only shop close to Jacksonville I know is VMP. Cuban Coyote in the house. Give me $20. Cuban. Let's get that car done, Cuban. We're gonna fucking party. That thing's gonna be, if it comes out of the hole like we think it's gonna come out, you're gonna be a happy dude, brother. You're gonna be a real happy dude. Okay, peasant chat. Here we go. Red paid tickles. Just cream my shorts. I started as a 331, 325 stroke. Now 348 with 418 pistons. Wow, damn. You ain't fucking around. Tony. Yeah, but that's Tony Whetstone. That dude runs sevens in a convertible Mustang with an AOD transmission. That guy's a legitimate badass. I don't know shit compared to what he knows. Nitto NTO5R. No, those are shit ass tires. I had those. Those are garbage. I don't believe you broke. I don't believe you broke. You make buku money. I do okay, man. I do okay. Look, I make more money at Lund Racing than I do on YouTube. Let's get that shit out of the way. I make more money on my real job than I do on YouTube. So you see my live streams, you know what they generate. I do okay. My money isn't being spent. I am stacking paper. I am not about to, oh, look at my house. Guys that say they have a house, a King Ranch dually with Air Force, what the fuck, American Force wheels or whatever, with a shitty offset, jacked up to the sky. They got 4 acres. They got this. They're in debt up to their fucking eyeballs. They can afford the payment. I could do that. I don't want to do that. Are you insane? I had 2 houses. I was miserable cutting the grass on that bitch. Toilet clogged up. That's on me. Roof leaking. That's on me. Fuck that shit. Hey, toilet's fucked up. Fix it. No, I ain't doing shit. You fix it. Brian Dunphy, what's up, man? YouTube corrupt and free speech says, damn ballin'. Carol talked about and was friends with people working on gas electric hybrid technology in the 80s. I'm telling you, man, Carol Shelby knew what exactly he was doing. I mean, what did Carol Shelby say about that? Full bolt on. Wow, Carol Shelby sounds like full bolt on. Where's Carol Shelby?
But we're getting into some things now that are very interesting.
What else do you think about that?
Cars.
Hey, Carol, what do you think about 13 to 14 GT500 owners?
You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Carol.
Way enthusiasm. We were blowing the Corvettes off in the weeds.
Oh, man. You know what also sounds I have on here that I didn't know how to like incorporate them, but I'd show you? Is a car starting. In a car that starts like shit. And when the car needs more crank fuel because it has struggling to stay running. You almost got it running. So there. I was trying to incorporate those. I didn't find a good moment, but Carol Shelby talking all that shit.
You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
Dude, he must have been a trip to hang out with. Oh, shit. Fuck. Matt 2011 GC says, born in Brockton, glad to see another broke brother making it. Thank you very much, brother. I was born in Stoughton, just south of that, I think. I'm not 100%. Brockton was where Hagler was born, if I'm not mistaken. Use Navy Coyote in the house. Use Navy. U.S. Navy. Oh, shit. Car should be done by the end of the week. Super excited. How high should I launch it? Dude, if the 2-step lets you go to 4,500, and we'll work on getting grip on that sucker. Does Ford's 20,000 XS, I think, crate motor with a Cobra Jet 5.2 sound nasty in a 2014 S197? I think it'd be a nasty street sleeper. They make close to 500, like wheel, like easily. Like I've seen them, I'm like, God damn, these little motors, 5.2 XS, 11-to-1 compression, they fucking get it, dude. I'm sorry, they make good power on pump gas, like impressive, high 400s, low 500s. I'm like, sheesh. And that's gonna make 1,000 in boost, no problem. Boop, here's some boost, and it's gonna make 1,000 with the 85. I guarantee it. Those 5.2 XSs are nasty. The Danimal loves it, man. I mean, the Danimal loves what I got going on. Chewing gum, Matt Damon. I need that. I need to make a chewing gum Matt Damon. I'm gonna make Shelby Dave just chew gum nonstop. So much lip smacking, but I gotta get the attire right. I got to get the jean shorts. I got to get the New Balance sneakers, Velcro edition, white tube socks, Larry Bird style, the collage, the collage jacket that has every logo, like everything they've ever done ever. It's black and white, looking like a NASCAR team. Would you rather have a V6 or an EcoBoost? A V6. Because an EcoBoost is just the gayest shit on the planet. Love it. Cat or dog? Dog always. Any suggestions for what axles to buy? G-Force. I like G-Force. I didn't have any issues with my 1300 horsepower axles. According to a guy I sold them in Massachusetts, it clunks, but I think it's the end links or some shit, or vertical links on the S550 and the Heim deals that are clunking on his shit. I don't know. I sold them like 2 years ago. G-Force shit is pretty legit. They've revised their axles a couple of times, so their newest, latest, and greatest stuff is baller. I'm going to get myself a G-Force drive shaft for the red car because I did sell everything when I went from boosted to NA. So I'm going to hit them up and be, yo, let's get me a G-Force one coming. I will buy it, and see how that goes, because cut down rotating mass on the car, and I could do a draggy hit right afterwards and see the difference right away. White Oakley sunglasses. White Oakley. If I can get over the top Oakleys. That's right, because I'm bald. Over the top Oakleys. Anybody have over the top Oakleys or Folkleys, which are fake Oakleys? I'm in, brother. Israel Rio says Shelby versus Corvette owners. Corvette owners are way less high maintenance than Shelby guys, according to most recent events. Appreciate all your advice. I've changed my way of thinking when it comes to the power. Just going to save for a VMP. Mad Man Rich. Look, a lot of guys want to go NA and full bolt-on and all this bullshit. And I'm just like, really? You want to go ahead and go full bolt-on? I don't know if you want to go ahead and blow off someone in the woods.
Enthusiasm. We were blowing the Corvettes off in the weeds.
I would rather save for boost, to be honest. You know why I do these shows? I do these shows to make me laugh. That's why I do these. Monte Roger says, thank you for the tank drain. Some guy said, hey, don't you make a tune that like makes the fuel like run out quicker? I'm like down through the cylinders? Yeah. I'm like, no, we do a tune that keeps the pumps running so you can hook up a line to the rail and you can dump it into a tank. And he goes, oh. I can imagine in my head going, orale. Now I understand. You mean you think I'm just going to make like a really bad running car to get rid of the tank fast, get rid of the fuel faster? Orale, that's what I thought. Oh, okay. It has been an hour and 46 minutes. I love this. I love these shows where I get super motivated. Look out for Shelby Dave. He'll be making a debut probably next week once all the apparel comes in. Rami Zaidan in the house from 2 Auto Solutions saying hello. Cuban Coyote says a 2-step would let me do 8K, but we'll start at 4,500 and go from there. Exactly. We'll do some street hits. Let's see how it goes. Use Navy Coyote, Cuban Coyote. Thoughts on the AMSOIL products? I'm running their Signature Series 530 motor oil as well as their 7590 severe gear in the rear diff. Also, how often should I be changing the plugs while running 85? Honestly, you shouldn't change the plugs any more often or less often on the 85. I have bone stock plugs with bone stock gap in the red car, and they've been in there for who the fuck knows how long. Just whatever. Like, there's no issue. It's fine. AMSOIL products are fine. I just don't subscribe to the notion that they're better than anything else. A lot of people swear by it, and that's great if it makes someone happy. I put Ford shit in my Ford. I put Ford semi-synthetic 530 in the red car, 550 in the white car. The Fairmont gets 550s Ford semi-synthetic, Ford oil filter, shit ass Walmart lube in the back in the diff, LV in the trans. That's me pouring it into the back. Oh, shit. I love it. Okay. Shit, I'm so stupid. That's what I think, Matthew Goodall. Anyway, Austin BHD 2861 says, he says, I want 470 wheel horsepower. Gen 1, what should I look into? Austin, if it's manual, Cobra Jet, cams, E85, it's going to get you there. Obviously, free-flowing exhaust, long tube headers, E85, Cobra Jet, NA comp, cam stage 3s. You're in, brother. You're in. Ford Racing cold air, ambient air, and a CJ65. I'm telling you, 470, 480 all day, every day. Nice pop and burble tune. Exactly. Hey, can I get a pop and burble tune? Here you go. Oh, my car sounds good. Can you make it sound like a wet fart? Okay, here you go. Oh yeah, can you separate a little more? How's that? Pop and burble tune. Fuck out of here. Just answer my question. So after my free oil change, will be a good idea to switch to 530 if it's NA? Yes. I like a little thicker oil in the NA stuff. I'm not a big fan of the 520 on high revving engines. Question: best 10 or 80 one-piece drive shaft for least vibe? Honestly, I like G-Force's stuff. DSS has really good stuff too. I have never gone wrong with G-Force's stuff, in my opinion. Some shops have had issues with G-Force stuff. I have not. As long as everything's installed properly, I don't think there's an issue with any products out there. And it's obviously how they support you after the purchase. That's going to be the determining factor. DSS or G-Force, you'll be good to go, brother. Shell Rotella T6 040 diesel engine oil. Nothing better than off the shelf. You don't say 5 volt. And that 470 horsepower will cost you $6K. The Dynamo is right on the money. 470 horsepower is going to cost you $6K. 650 will cost you $8K. What's your choice? Sounds like this morning after that damn breakfast taco. As long as it isn't, oh Jesus, someone's saying, talking some shit. My E85R tune, long cranks after sitting for a day or two. Anything to worry about or normal? Clint Zenser, get with your tuner. I think he needs a little more crank fuel and we should be good to go. If you're our customer, hit us up in the tune queue and we'll take care of you. Oh, wow. What'd you eat? All right, Andrew's Garage. I don't know what fucking garage you own, but Motorcraft Walmart oil is semi-synthetic. Exactly, like Motorcraft. It's the same shit. Okay, guys, it's been almost 2 hours. Really appreciate you guys coming on. Kind of addressing the whole Shelby situation. So if you're 07 to 09, you're poor, but that's okay. You can get out of it. 11 to 12, you're my people. 13 to 14, most of you are high maintenance. Not all of you. Again, if any of that generation races, 07 to 14, you race, you're excluded from this. Anyone else? You're suspect. GT350 bros, they're bros. They ain't Shelby guys. They're fucking bros, and they have the most badass Shelby car, in my opinion, ever built, aside from the 2020 GT500, which guys are putting $5,000 down and paying $1,900 a month at 19%. Bet me on that shit. That's a pop and gargle tune, says David Jaffrey. Nitho says, what do you think about the QA1 drive shaft? I don't know. I haven't heard anything good or bad, so I'm indifferent about it. Nithos, holy shit, Cal Brandon, dropping his dick on the chat, knowing that I'm leaving, and he's like, fuck all y'all with your peasant shit, and gave me the hundo. Kyle, because of you, I bought tires. Not just you, everyone. But Kyle, obviously, is the original daddy. Okay, he's the original daddy. So I have bought, because of you, after your suggestion, I bought the Steeda front bumper support deal. I'm going to get that big converter. I'm going to get a 4C. I'm not going to get a 6F. That's just crazy. I did a lot of research. 4C for my setup is going to be just right. I ended up, because of all of your support, I was able to purchase those tires. I was able to purchase suspension parts. I got Steeda springs. I got Steeda, whatever, the bars on the bottom. I don't know what the fuck they are. The red car is going to go through a nice little transformation, and it's because of you guys. Every single one of you guys that contributes to the show, whether it's $1 or $100, people like Kyle Brandon, I appreciate it. And just all you have to do is watch, share, subscribe, like the show, share it, make sure everyone else sees it, because the after, meaning after the show is over and people watch it, I get about 12,000 watchers per week on the shows. that really also helps out a lot, helps the channel grow, and helps me make the cars faster. So look out for Shelby Dave. We'll be making an appearance on this channel. Very brief. Check me on Instagram at YDBT for life. Shelby Dave might pop up in there on the stories first, just like an intro, like this is what I look like. And we'll see if you guys take a liking to Shelby Dave. Anyway, thanks very much for everyone that tuned in. If I'm tuning you guys, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Everyone else, if you follow the other channel, you guys know the other channel. Tomorrow, I'll give you a bit of a rundown as to what went down after last week's show, which is my most watched show on that channel by far, like by the tune of like 1,000 views. It's really growing nicely, and I appreciate all of you guys. Talk to you guys next week. See you later.